What's up, guys? Welcome to J-Speak. This week we're going to cover a couple questions. So I got questions about how I pick or buy guitars and amplifiers. There is really no magic trick. The list of guitars and amps that I want is probably extensive, or at least want to try. One guitar center that's within decent distance is not that great. They don't do a lot of volume, so they don't really have a whole lot going on. I got a couple that are a few hours away that are much better, but you know, I really don't make it a habit of getting in the car and driving 4 to 6 hours round trip to go try something. So what I'll end up doing is buying online. So some of you might think that's a sin. You know, it is what it is. If you don't have a lot of shops by you that carry what you like, it makes it very difficult to buy and pick and try things. So I just figure, you know what, I'll just buy it online. If I don't like it, I can return it if it's bad. If it's a shop, if you're buying used, you know, I sell a fair share of my stuff. You know, obviously I am a guy. I'm not a store, so you know, taking returns is not something that you should expect from selling on Reverb or eBay or anything like that, or Craigslist for that matter. If you're buying it, you're accepting it unless, you know, it arrives broken and it's damaged in transit. Then, you know, you got to take care of it that way. But, you know, I'll look for things that I'm interested in, whether it be neck, pickups, new color, you know, whatever. I tend to shy away from buying the same model in a different color. So, like, that DC behind me came in like 3 colors. I probably wouldn't buy another one unless I really like the guitar and might change the pickups. But I've done that before, and there were huge discrepancies just between the couple models. The wood matters. The electronics are all basically the same, but how dense the wood is, that really does matter. Which will bring me to another comment beyond this, but to continue answering your question, it just depends what I'm looking for. I'll buy everything from a single channel amp to, you know, the crazy Mesas that have 3 or 4 modes per channel and there's 4 channels or whatever. So, and I'll also look for stuff that I just want to compare. So, you know, I picked up that Silver Jubilee and I was interested in the Runt 50, and I was also interested in the Triple Crown. So, you know, time passes, sell this, sell that. You know, now I have all of them that I can compare and, you know, share those videos with all of you. I think that helps me decide in the end what I actually want and what I want to keep. I mean, I'm definitely more of a Gibson guy and a humbucker guy than a single coil Fender guy. So my comment about wood, because it matters. One guitar to another, you take a standard Fender Stratocaster, same exact build, model, whatever, they will sound different. I mean, it might not be dramatic, but they will sound different. It's a different piece of wood. It was put together differently. You know, if for whatever reason they sprayed an extra couple layers of lacquer on it, it's gonna sound different. I mean, if the wood doesn't breathe, or if it's just denser or lighter, it's going to be different. I mean, that's why there's different woods. That's why you can buy ash and alder and mahogany. The choices are really endless. Some woods are brighter, some are darker sounding, warmer. You know, those types of things, they matter in the end. Do your homework. Know what you're buying, because it helps if you can go into a shop. Now, granted, I know I just said this, but you can go into a shop and try like 4 or 5 different Telecasters. They are going to sound different. They might be the same, but I know probably a couple years ago, I got really into Teles and I really wanted to try a bunch. So I just went to Guitar Center. I knew they had Mexican, Japanese, obviously American, but they had at least 6 or 7 different models, and I just sat there with a 65 Deluxe and played a bunch. You know, and in the end, I think the one I liked the most that day was an American Special with Texas single coil pickups. And I played an Elite, I played a standard American, I played a couple of the Mexican made guitars, and that was my favorite one. And as far as price, that was right in the middle. In the end, it kind of can save you some cash, and it can actually kind of hurt you if you go try. Because a spec sounds good doesn't mean it will be good in the end. You just have to play it. When they first started doing the vintage mahogany Les Pauls, this is probably a decade ago, I bought 2. I bought one brown and one red. I really like the faded satin feel of those Les Pauls. So I had a brown one and I loved it. It had Birchbucker Pros, I think, and it sounded great. So I bought a red one because they were blowing them out. It was like 400 bucks or something. And it came with a case too. So it was just an incredible deal. But my thought was, I'll take the Birchbuckers out and I'll put P94s in it because I didn't have any P90 guitars at that time. So a P90 is basically the same as a P94, but the P94 is in a humbucker housing, so it's a good replacement. The red one didn't sound anywhere near as good. In the end, I should have put the P94s in the brown one and kept the red one the same. And I eventually sold the red one because it didn't sound near as good as the brown one. Now, the setup was good, the make was good, but there was probably a 2-pound difference between the brown and the red. It was incredible. Again, same guitar, same specs. The color is not going to give it the different sound, so it's a crapshoot sometimes. You just got to try them. Thanks for tuning in. If you have a question, comment, please leave it. Many more videos to come. Don't miss one sub.